Hi, it's Jill Fraser from Miniature Time Traveller. I have been working on making a rowboat over the last few weeks, and my primary objective was to make one that I could form a workshop around that miniaturists could easily make a rowboat from. And so it's required quite a bit of experimentation, but I finally got it finished. And so the information following this introduction will show you all my different stages that I went through to get to here, and that at the end I will show you how Ratty and Mole appreciate their new rowboat. I've got these two little guys, Ratty and Mole, I've had for ages, and I'm going to make them a rowboat. So I'm going to start from the beginning and work out the size that I need for them, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. So now I've drawn a shape, a curve, and I've got the length of the boat that I want, and I've got the width that I want that's going to fit these two little guys. And then I'm going to cut this out and fold it in half so I get the curve from one side exactly the same as the other. And I've done all this by eye, of course, because I'm not terribly good at measuring. So stay tuned. So I cut out my first shape and set the little guys on it, and that seemed like they didn't have enough room. And this is the beauty of doing these paper patterns. You can fiddle around a little bit. And so I made it 18 inches from one end to the other. And this fits them nicely with their picnic basket. I didn't want to make a huge boat. I just wanted to make a little cute boat. So I'm pretty happy with that now, and I'll start using that as the base for my pattern. To get the right slope, which was 10 degrees, I cut a piece of 3-ply on my scroll saw, set at a 10-degree angle. And this will allow me to glue my planks on, and they'll sit at the right angle. And I will use this also as a base to steam my wood around, as you will see later. So I'm working on Ratty and Mole's boat, rowboat, and I've got a shape that I'm just drying some steamed wood around so that I get a nice curve. This is well before I've even got to gluing stage. And I've machined this Rimu, which is a New Zealand native, quite tough wood, into just about 1 millimetre thick. And I've steamed 2 pieces over the kettle. And now I'm using rubber bands just to hold it in place so that it will dry curved. And so I've modified my little pattern yet again, because while I was doing this I realised that curving it at the top wasn't a good idea there, that I should really have it pointed. So I've done that, and I've also shaped the transom a little bit differently as well, so that when it comes down to here, then this piece will sit flatter across the back. So I've done a little bit of modification, but this is all working out quite well, so I'm really pleased with it at the moment. So moving on, what I've done is I've been bending my wood around a form to make it curvy. I have been gluing it around the base. Now you will notice on one of my stills that the base was cut out with on an angle, so that's actually a 10 degree angle. And then I'm putting my clinker planking on it. I'm gluing them over the bottom ones. And to keep the shape in the middle and on the bow, I've made a little inset, which most boats have, a seat, which will keep this angle right, and then I'll have a seat on the back. I've just glued that bit in, and I'll put another seat on the top. And then when I've finished, I will do the transom, because it's actually turning out a bit wider with this wood than I had anticipated. But it's all about working my way along the project. So the next time you see me, I'll be showing you pretty much it finished. Just a couple of little things that you don't see when you go on the internet looking to see how you make a rowboat is what to do with this bow piece. And so while it's gluing, I've held it in place with a piece of cardboard. And when it's finished, I'm going to put a false prow on it, which is going to cover this. So this is a really good idea because it does keep these nice and firm when you're gluing. It's quite tricky otherwise. You can't clamp them here. You can clamp them in the middle, but the fingers have to work down here and also at the back. So the next time is doing another plank on the, so there'll be another plank on each bit, and then we'll do the things for the row locks and any other little bits and pieces that rowboats need. So we've got our boat finished, and Ratty and Mole are on their way upriver to have a picnic, and I'm really happy with that, and it's been a good exercise. But the main objective was to familiarise myself enough to be able to do a cricket machine cardboard pattern so people can make their own rowboats. And so what I'm going to do over the next couple of days is finalise that, and then you'll be able to download it off my website. So that will include all the bits and pieces and the instructions as well. And if you are a channel member, you can have a look at my next magazine, which will feature Ratty and Mole, and also a few other nautical things that are happening in that issue. And if you're not a channel member, you should just press the button below, because we would love to have you join us.